What's happening, good people? Back at you one more time. Another episode of What is Life All About? Sananda Edwards here with my guy.
Brandon Wiley.
All right, holding it down.
You know what it is.
All day, all day. Today, we're going to get into something that it gives me this feeling of like depth. It gives me this feeling of like levels being to it.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to talk a little bit about forgiveness.
Forgiveness.
Right? Forgiveness, right? For me, I think of a couple things
Okay.
when I think about forgiveness. I'm not going to lie. I'm going to take you back to our high school days. So I feel that we went to the best high school on the planet, Baltimore City College.
City forever. You know.
All day. Through all the great times that we had, right? Freshman year, sophomore year, junior year, senior year, great times. One specific incident sticks with me. You remember, be like me and college
Okay.
weren't a thing, right?
Right.
Based on the way I grew up, religion, the way
Yeah.
the way I was brought up, college
Absolutely.
wasn't necessarily an option for me. It wasn't until going through city, hooking up with y'all, you know what I'm saying, where I started to kind of catch a vision for myself. So anyway, I remember this particular day being in Spanish class. I won't say this teacher's name, but I was in class knocking out my essay for college, trying to go to Morgan, right?
Okay.
So it was a big deal for me, again, because college wasn't something that I was necessarily looking forward to until well late into high school. So I remember being in there, I'm in there, class is going on,
Right.
and I'm writing out my college essay, right? Like, why is college important to you type thing. Teacher caught me writing my essay, got angry. She and I kind of bumped heads, throughout the semester. This is our senior year, you know what I'm saying? We was getting into some stuff.
Honest Spanish, right?
Yeah. But she took my essay, and she was so upset that she just ripped that joint out. Ripped it out, tossed it away. And I remember getting so upset. I was angry, right? Because to me, it was more than just the essay.
Right.
To me, it was,
My future.
this is my future, bro.
It's
You
my
know what I'm
future.
saying? And it's a future that it had already taken me some time to get used to. You all kind of,
I just got to this point where,
Come on,
you
bro.
know, I was ready to sit down and commit to going to college. So I was preparing,
Bro.
and I was documenting it, and I was putting all my vision on the paper.
yeah,
And then what they do to the vision?
trashed it.
She tore it up in pieces.
Tore it up in front of me, in front of everyone. Like, one of those type things.
So as embarrassment.
Embarrassment.
Dang.
Come on. And in high school, you know how embarrassment flows, bro. That's like, come on, man.
It's like the immediate Instagram in high school.
Come
you know?
on.
It's like, oh, you see what she did to naughty papers?
Oh,
Woo!
Come on.
Yeah.
Instagram before Instagram.
Instagram before Instagram.
You got that.
By the time you got to lunch, everybody knew.
Everybody knows.
Snickering and
It's
everything.
cracking,
Yeah.
right? No question. So for her to do that, and I don't even remember how I responded. I know I responded with anger. I know that for sure, because I remember she ended up calling security. Security
Right.
came, took me down to the principal's office. But one of the things that helped me get over that, quite honestly, and I'm gonna put his name out there, our principal, Joe Wilson, at the time, Joe Will,
Joe.
who, we had some run-ins.
Yeah.
we had a couple
Office
run-ins.
a couple times. You
Couple
know?
times, right?
Yeah.
Couple times, man. But even though we would clash with Joe Will, in that instance, all he did was sat me down and said, "Go ahead, rewrite your essay, man. Go to college. Do what you got to do." And through all the things, again, the clashing with Joe Will, all the, you know what I'm saying, the instances we had, like, I just thought it was so powerful for him to just like, he was like, "Bro, you're not in trouble. Don't worry about it. Write your essay. Go to college." And quite honestly, that helped me forgive this teacher
Wow.
who I immediately saw destroying my future.
Yeah.
Right? There's power in teaching, there's power in school, there's power in education. But those moments like that stick with you. Like, you had one person who I believe was destroying my future, and then you had this other person giving me a chance
Right.
to get that back. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So in that same feeling, you had somebody who you were completely angry with.
No question.
And then you had another person that showed you love, that saw your perspective on what was going down in that classroom. You know, because they could have easily sided with the teacher.
Absolutely.
Because most typically, you know, parents don't ever understand. You know, so teachers tend to side with teachers. You know, no matter if you're the principal. But it's the reason why you're the principal that you can look at it from both perspectives and look at it from both viewpoints and see that the goal here is not when you were writing the test, if that's what her argument was, or where you were writing the test, but the goal is that you were writing the test.
That's it.
I mean, you were writing the paper.
Absolutely.
You know, and I think writing that paper and closing that gap is big. But even though you felt that way about Joe, how do you feel about the other teacher?
Yeah.
How do you get past that?
How you get past
Because you had to go back to a class the next day.
Absolutely. That's it. I think that we were, because high school was kind of winding down for us, and I think that there were so many other things going on. It had to become a small thing really, really quickly. And that, interestingly, that actually brings up another memory, man. Just dealing with family, dealing with friends. And like you talked about it, sometimes I don't even know if you could call it forgiveness with regard to some of the people who you feel have kind of crossed you, like I felt that teacher did.
Right.
It's kind of like I don't have to deal with you anymore, so I can kind of move on. But that actually, again, it makes me think about like family and friends, like getting to a place where we're in our senior year of high school, we graduate and we have all these great moments, but you also have these like these pockets of chaos, I guess you could call it,
Yeah.
with regard to your friendships and your family. And I found that it was honestly easier to forgive friends than it was to forgive family sometimes, for me. Sometimes I felt that my family stilted me. Sometimes I felt that my family would put up unnecessary barriers. At the same time, I feel that we kind of sharpened each other, our friendship group. Like, even though I may have felt, again, emotions, right? I may have felt that my family was doing things one way. I always had people like you, Mike Miller, Jamie, right? To kind of straighten me out. Even ladies, you know what I mean? Tania, Triv, you know what I mean? Mia, like, to kind of be there, have that listening ear. Danae, you know what I mean? Like, have that listening ear, but also be able to give perspective.
Right.
Because perspective is vitally important when it comes to forgiveness.
It does.
Understanding that folks are doing their best. It's not intentional.
But and
You know what I mean? Yeah.
with forgiveness, you know, you talk about those family values. People are doing their best, and you want them to do their best now.
Immediately.
You don't want them to do their best later. You want it now, because we're looking for instantaneous forgiveness,
Absolutely.
instantaneous gratification, instantaneous. Why aren't you where I want you to be?
Always.
Especially when you start to get into the comparing game, because you know all of our familial relationships are different.
Absolutely.
You know, so when I would go to Michael Miller's house and I'd be like, man, his mother, she got 3 kids plus Mike. She working all night. She a nurse. Dad, your mother been here every day with you? And I'd be like, dang. And instantaneously, my perspective of motherhood becomes completely jaded, because I feel as though, you know, living with my grandmother was just the status quo. That's what it was. But when I see a woman out here that's doing all these things, I'm like, man, why can't I live with my mother?
Why can't I have that?
Why can't I have that same feeling? I go to your house and your mother's in there with you and your brother, and I'm like, why can't I have that feeling? You know, and so instantaneously I'm like, I want it.
Yeah.
So now I'm angry at it. So now it's compounded again, and I'm not looking at the situation of, I don't know what my mama was going through. I don't know how she dealt with the divorce from my father.
That part.
I don't know if every time my mama looked at me, she saw him. I don't know what she was actually going through. And it wasn't until later that I had to say, you know what? I can't redo that. I can't make up for that time.
Right.
But guess what? I have to enjoy this time. So let me let go of this pain and forgive this situation.
How about it?
And move on and continue to build better.
Yeah.
Because if I keep holding on to that same anger, that same pain, that same situations, I'm never going to be able to progress forward.
That's it.
Especially when I start to have a relationship with my wife,
How about it?
with my family.
Sir.
I'm going to carry all of that baggage, and I'm going to be waiting to try to create something that's not natural.
How about it? That's it.
It's not natural.
That's it. That's it.
You know?
That's good. That's good. And I love how you're diving into forgiving not just people, because obviously that's important, but forgiving situations, right? Forgiving situations. And honestly, what that does for me is it kind of turns the camera on me.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna kind of ask you to rock with me here, and turn the camera on yourself. Like, I sometimes feel like I have to work to forgive myself in the areas where I've struggled, in the areas where I haven't given my best effort,
Yes.
in the areas where
Yes.
it's, you know what I mean? It's not just success after success after
No.
success. And for me, like you said, life is supposed to be natural. We're supposed to deal with our families, our friends, our communities. Like, we're supposed to be natural. But you also have to get to a place where you forgive yourself for the things that you haven't maybe given. You know what I mean? Like,
Yo,
you feel what I mean?
those internal images that you
sir.
create of where you want to be.
Come on.
You know, and sometimes, you know, we create these images of who we are and how we're going to impart this on our society or on our community or on our family.
Right.
And when we fall short, we go into a different depression. You know, and that layer of depression can hold us back from our success.
Sir.
You know, and it's like, how can I push through this, forgive myself, and start over?
That's it.
You know, or do I lay in my depression, be like, man, I did it, but it didn't come out the way I wanted it to come out. You know, I didn't get married before I had the child. You know,
Yes.
it took me till I was 60 to decide that marriage was for me.
on.
You know, I should have took that job, but instead I went this way.
Oh, I love it.
I was late to this event, but I should have been on time. There's no reason I made myself late.
Come on.
These are all the things that we beat ourselves up with every day.
Every single day. Every
But
single
yet
day.
we hold those patterns inside and we don't forgive ourselves.
How about it?
When all we have to do is keep going,
Keep going.
start over, keep building.
Understand it's a new day.
A
new day is coming.
Yeah.
Right? A new day is coming. And you said it. It's like everybody has these different things that they deal with every single day. But we have to get to a point where we're waking up in gratitude. We're waking up in ways that allow us to not, I'm not going to say sweep the past under the mat completely, but to your point, learn from it,
Yeah.
adapt, adjust when necessary,
Yep.
and figure out ways to push ourselves to move on.
Yeah.
Right. That's big. So yeah, man. Forgiveness is important.
Forgiveness
obviously,
is
it's a
important.
big deal. We have to figure out ways to consistently forgive ourselves. We have to figure out ways to forgive others, those who don't intentionally
Right.
do the thing.
And
to
remember
us.
the situations.
That's it. The situation.
Situations need forgiveness
Forgive
too.
the situations. That's
Forgive the
big.
situations,
Forgive
man.
the situations. So thank you all for joining us again for this episode
Yes.
of What Is Life All About. Myself again, Sananda Edwards, and my guy
Brandon Wiley.
holding it down for you all, the community, and everybody else. Please make sure that you tune in to each and every episode. If you've missed one,
We here.
go back
Go
and
back.
holler at it. And let's keep doing what we got to do. This episode, first of all, is brought to you by Collective Spaces, who's doing amazing things in the community, man, making sure that we stay in aligned with them in partnership. And my book, The Extraordinary Mr. Nobody, A Beginner's Guide to Self-Healing. That's really what a lot of these conversations are about, figuring out the best ways for us to heal and figuring out the best ways
To heal our city.
To heal our city, pour
Yep.
into others. That's what it's
Absolutely.
about. So thank you all for joining us. We'll see you next time, and looking forward to great days ahead.
Peace.
Peace.